How y'all doing today? All right, all right, all right. It's me, Mr. KC. All right, my name is Kion Church. I'm here with Mr. Malachi DeBruce on the Entrepreneur Channel today. We're here to talk about this wonderful thing called the Help app. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, man. We got a little communication issues going on, man. Sometimes my internet is kind of choppy, man. I hate to ruin your stardom career on TV with Mr. KC, man. So you gotta bear with me a little bit. All right.
Absolutely, absolutely. This was a pleasure to be able to go live on your platform. And I have my audience from TikTok chimed in on live as well.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. So I know they can't see you, so I'm gonna share with them a little bit. Maybe they can see you.
Hey
But
yo, how you doing?
but, but I just definitely wanted to make them a part of this particular broadcast so that they can hear a little bit more about what we're doing and what we're engaged in.
That's what's up, man. Before we get started, I just wanted to throw it out there to help mission statement. We help cautious citizens to stay protected during police encounters through next generation real-time AI guidance. Now, before we get started, do me a favor. Just tell me a little bit about it. What the heck does that mean?
Wow. So again, I'm the owner and founder of a unique company called Criminal Offenders Legal. And over years, we have identified, just like the rest of the general public, that a lot of abusive police authority takes place in a lot of cases. Short version. And so we tried to figure out a way to even or level the playing field. It's like police have body cam footage, but they're able to activate it, turn it off as they choose to. They can also mute out things of that nature. So we came up with the counter for that. We came up with an app that allows for you to go ahead and record the proceeding and have it go into a secured server. And at the same time, we have a fully trained AI model that is giving up legal guidance throughout this entire encounter so that a lot of the mishaps that take place don't take place.
All right, man. I mean, you said a mouthful, man, but let's break it down for real. Are you saying okay, I download we talking about downloading the app to the phone. I mean, I'm a half 100, man. I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? I'm getting with this technology thing. So you saying I download the app to my phone and it helps me literally with police contact?
Absolutely. Short version, the app helps you with police contact. It's going to guide you through your stop. It's going to guide you through your engagement with the police. Verified legal information, verified recording of that encounter with the police officer.
That's crazy. So, okay, I live in Delaware. What if I'm in Idaho? Is it going to work?
Yeah, absolutely. The benefit of having AI tech in this day and age is the fact that it's multi-trained, meaning it's trained for every jurisdiction in the United States.
Wow. Listen, shout out to that, man. If you here with me in the live, hashtag everywhere. If you here with me in the rebroadcast, hashtag rebroadcast. Yo, that's crazy, man. I mean, just to even think like, technology is that fast paced. Wow. How'd you come up with this thing?
Well, again, it goes back to my opening statement. Being involved with criminal justice for over 30 years, anybody that would just simply Google my name, you would know I was on both sides of the law. I had interactions as a defendant for years in my life and had to get myself out of the system. And then I'm now a professional on this side, working to help other people's avoid what I went through or getting themselves out of a situation. So that's where the idea came from. We identified that we needed to try to at least level the playing field so that many people that found themselves already in jail for something they could have beat may be able to beat these charges now. You're going to have evidence.
Right. Right. And look, man, I mean, just for me on a personal tip, before you tell me that story again, make sure I ain't got the beverage, directly to my lips when you talk about using the system. Because I almost spit that all the way out. Right. Awesome.
Oh, man.
So let's just run through it. Downloaded the app on my phone, right? Now what? I got it downloaded.
So you have the app downloaded. Now, what you're going to see is very simple: a big, gigantic red hand that says help. Okay.
Okay.
And what will happen is, again, that is your engagement with the app. When
Okay.
you have when you have an interaction, you hit that bright red hand. It looks just like the hand behind us. You hit that bright red hand, and the AI will engage, and it will tell you first and foremost, remain calm. That means put all your emotions to the side, because this is generally an emotional engagement when you're being stopped by a police officer. Then you're going to start to get do's and don'ts. Do this, don't do that. And the entire time, the AI is listening to the data or the intonation from the police officer. And it is telling you what to do and what not to do based on what it hears coming in from the police officer.
Wow. So the dude says the cop. I'm holding the thing. I'm guess I'm looking at the people. I push the red button. I'm looking at the police, and it's saying, and the cop is saying, you know what they usually say if you get caught in the street of Wilmington, put your hands behind your back or step out the car. You know how they talk to us. Step out the car.
Right.
You know, and now they say step out the car. Give me an example. What would the app say?
So the app would say, ask the reason for being, ask the reason for the detention. Am I being detained? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people see these kind of videos, but it's a more legally guided. Why am I being asked to step out of the car? Remain calm. Ask, am I being detained? Okay. And then the most important thing, once it ascertains that you are not being lawfully detained, you will get that catch. Ask for a supervisor. Okay. And so this kind of will thwart things. Now let's kind of let's jump something. Let's say that the police officer hears all that stuff that you're asking, and they still say, nah, get out the car, and yank you out of the car. Well, the good thing is the app is still recording. All right. It hears everything, and it's
Right.
recording everything to an encrypted server. All right. And so, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to cut you off because okay, so they smacked the phone out of my hand. Now the phone on the ground. They got me in the cuffs. It's still recording.
It's still recording. We still have all that data, so that when the time comes and the person is finding themselves having to go to court, this information can be provided to their representation or to whoever they're working with. If they're pro se, would likely be somebody like Criminal Offenders Legal that has access to this information and could put together the necessary motions to get things thrown out. So yeah, it's recording the entire time. And this is just, without jumping ahead, we're only in phase one, and this thing can do some phenomenal things already.
You kind of broke up at the end. You said phase one. Would you say?
And I said we're in phase one, and it already can do phenomenal things. We're moving along quite fast at this point, but we're only in phase one where there's recording and AI guidance. And you have all of your emergency contacts stored in the app to be contacted during the engagement. And you also have every state bar, every FBI office, every civil rights organization right there.
So it's like a legal phone book inside of the app as well, is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Instead of having to ask Google or Siri to find it for you, you can just hit the button and they'll pop right up right there for you.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, I mean, I seem like I got it all. Okay, but before I ask that question, let's say I get booked. You know what I mean? They smack the phone out of my hand. Look, assume the position, put the cuffs on me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, they take me downtown. I know this whole thing is fruit of a poisonous tree. You feel me? They bag me on some BS. You know what I mean? Now I got all the evidence on the phone. What do I do? Because they took my phone. I ain't got the phone now. I mean, okay. Now, I mean, how do I make this work for me? I got it all on tape. How do I make it work?
Absolutely. So the good thing is our company, our engineer team, like I said, we have an encrypted end-to-end encrypted server. So we have all that data. So the person would notify their counsel, whoever they're working with on the legal side, look, I've got it recorded through the help app. They, in turn, that counsel would reach out to our company, our office, and we would provide that end-to-end encrypted data with the stamp on it to counsel so that it would be able to be utilized in a motion as evidence.
Wow. So if ASAP Rocky had this when ASAP Rizzy ran down on him, it'd have been a different story. He wouldn't have had to go through all that, is what you're saying.
Absolutely, he wouldn't have been in front of the judge with his legs shaking, waiting to hear his
Right.
face.
Right. So this is really like and I'm just referencing ASAP Rocky because he was just in the news. So this like that that little BS camera that they had him on from the back where they didn't really catch everything. If he had a just straight pull the help app out, boom, it'd have been in and out with him. Look, it's over.
It'd have been a done deal. It would have been a done deal. That case would have never seen a day of light. He wouldn't have been charged.
Wow.
So that's the strength and power that this thing has. And again, I can't express enough. We're only in phase one. When phase two drops on March 10th, and I don't want to take that from you, but when phase two drops on March 10th, the world's going to be shattered. And
that's which was my next question. I just didn't want to ask that first because I wanted to, because like this thing is really new to me. So I want to, so what possibly more could you do for the people in phase two? I mean, you these illegal search and stops and all kind of stuff. You also told me we could expound on this later, but you also told me this is good for like accident scenes and stuff like. I mean, what more could you provide me in phase two? I mean, you're giving me it all. What else could I get out of this? This is awesome.
So the most important part is the actual camera deployment. So the camera deployment is we're working now. Our app team has had, a little bit of work and challenges trying to deploy a front and back camera on your phones at the same time. All right. And so what we're doing is what our app team is doing is going through certain kinds of models of phones and making sure that some of them will, depending on the model of the phone you have, you'll have a dual camera deployed when you hit the app, or you'll just have a camera deployed. Either way, this camera is now going to be the next phase on March 10th. The other part to it too is two very important pieces is those emergency contacts that you have stored in your phone. Now, as soon as you're stopped, those 3 emergency contacts will be immediately, notified without you having to do anything. Okay. And so they get notified immediately, and then the GPS gives them a location. So this is what phase 2 brings.
Come on, man. So you said I hit the button, I got the Jake on tape, and it's gonna call my mama. Yo, come get me. Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what it's about, man. That is what it's about.
Yo, that is serious.
Absolutely. So, I think that, the more and more we move into the world of surveillance, the world of data, okay, and the world of people's attention, this app is much needed. And notice that I said the last part being attention. So having sat through as many criminal trials as I've sat through, I've noticed that the jury, they begin to stop paying attention. They're just like anybody else. And so when you do not have the attention of the jury, you're almost always going to end up with a guilty verdict because they don't want to let the wrong person free. So they rather just put them in jail and say they can beat it on appeal. Yeah. When you have this app with all this evidence, with all this video, with all of this engagement, and this is being presented, now you have an engaged jury, if it even got to that point, so you'd have an engaged jury. And furthermore, the app, because it goes to an end-to-end encrypted server, this is all valid evidence in the courts of law across the United States.
Okay. Awesome. Hey, man, if y'all with me in the live, #live. If you here with me in the rebroadcast, #rebroadcast. Yo, I want to give a special shout out to my cousin Kel. She on with us, and my nephew Ping. What's up, Ping? Ping said he needs some more info on the app. Miss Ludia, can you drop the link in the comments, please? Because I would love to get this good information out to the people as soon as possible. Cousin Kel said, how's the app helpful when the police does not allow you to access your phone while pulled over? So what do you do in that kind of situation?
Absolutely. So in this day and age, the law has changed dramatically, and recording is run of the mill. The only time that a police officer will not let you access your phone is if they fear there's a legitimate safety concern, meaning you're being pulled over for weapons.
Right.
In an instance like that. And then I would even say that in an instance like that, don't do anything crazy and reach for your phone because that could end up horribly. But but if it's, most of us, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people like myself. I have the phone mounted on my dash, so a lot of people ride around with the phones right there. I don't know. I mean, that's you just hit the hand. I mean, that's what I would do. They say put your hands up, hit the hand, and then put your hands up. You
Okay.
just want that recorded. And
Right.
that's pretty much what it is. If so I'm not going to sit on here and say reach for the phone because that might be the last time you reach for anything. But I will say most people have their phones right on their dashboard. Just hit that hand, or if it's down in your cup holder, still hit the hand.
Right. Right.
So
Miss
absolutely.
Sarita, how you doing today? I see you in the audience. Thanks for tuning in with us. Yeah. So absolutely, man. I'm sorry for cutting you off because I definitely don't want you to tell somebody to reach real fast and the police, talking about freeze. You feel me?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That was a great question, man. And shoot, I can even tell you when I got locked up, that still let me use the cell phone. They told me put it down, but all right. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah, you always get an opportunity real fast, 2025 to hit the button on them. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
you
cool.
do. Absolutely. So, and we
So
thought about that. We
right.
thought about that when we were putting this together.
So yeah, well, I don't want to ask no for real legal questions, but all we're gonna do, we're gonna get the good information downloaded onto the server, and then if you actually gotta go to court, then it's good enough evidence to use it for your discovery, right?
There it is. That's
Okay.
it in a nutshell.
That's hardcore, man. That's seriously
Absolutely.
hard. Seriously hardcore. Good information, man. So talk to me about your book, man. I heard you're like, I can't even say you're up and coming author because this is probably like your fifth book or something like that, right? Like, what are we talking about here?
Absolutely. So, yes, this is book number 4, and it is entitled Equitable Intelligence: How AI is Reshaping Justice and Social Reform. And I've thought to myself, and this is something again. So, as I was putting the app together, the what would become this app, I was journaling and I was looking at case statistic and I was looking at data and I'm reading all of these cases about failed technology in criminal proceedings specifically.
Okay.
And it led me to come up with the idea for the book. And the book, just hit Amazon as an ebook and paperback form last week. And what it goes into is all of the failures. Like, for instance, one of the case studies we talked about ShotSpotter. Do you remember that?
You was kind of breaking up. I'm sorry. I heard something spotter.
ShotSpotter.
ShotSpotter. Okay. Tell me about it.
So ShotSpotter were those cameras that they put in all our neighborhoods that look like us.
Yeah. So when the gunshots go off, the cameras, they wasn't really
right?
where they
Exactly.
was like, and they alerted the police, and then they come straight down to the scene wherever the shots was fired at. Okay.
Absolutely. So the case of Michael Williams, they had ShotSpotter out in Illinois, and Michael Williams was wrongfully charged based off of the information that was provided to ShotSpotter. There was a lag and a delay in the information, and he ended up getting locked up and sitting in prison for a year behind that. And so with respect to that, we started looking at all the errors that were taking place in this technology. And we looked at all the errors that are probably going to take place in a lot of this other tech that's coming up in this day and age. And that was where the reasoning came into creating the Help app. Because, mind you, it's already a lopsided, and I'm speaking personally now, but it's already a lopsided system, in my opinion, and what the statistics say. So the last thing we need is technology helping, further oppress, bad technology.
Yeah.
So that's what the book goes into: bad technology. I don't know if you know, but did you know that when they're issuing bails now, that the bails are being ran through an algorithm? So they run your stuff through an algorithm to develop a score as to what your bail should be now. So it's not based anymore on,
The
energy
actual crime itself.
or the
It's based
crime.
on yeah. They it's like pre-trial investigation for a bail almost like that's running through
Absolutely.
that's running through the system
Absolutely.
and see how much we can get it. Right. Wow.
Absolutely. So it's all being ran through AI, and again, so I said to myself, wow, so where we're headed at with the justice system, I'm not just talking about criminal justice. Where we are headed at is we're going into almost a 95% AI technology based system. And that's coming from a person that's now working on this side, as well as just observation. And the book Equitable Intelligence goes highly into it. It's a warning on the one side, and it's a promise on the other side because it's unbiased. AI tech can be a good thing when utilized properly. AI tech can be horrible if all it's going to do is exacerbate the already biasness that we have in the system. So that's what the book is going into. It took a lot of time to put it together, and I think that the at least my audience and a lot of other people are going to benefit from reading it.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, you putting out like a book a month now, man. You must be the smartest dude ever. So man, I'm just congratulating you early, man. I've been trying to write a book my whole life, you know what I mean? Well, how you doing it, brother, man? Hey man, it's obvious. It's obvious you're on to something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm on to it.
Yeah, definitely got your finger on the pulse, my man. I don't know how you doing it, man. It's crazy. I'm just glad to be with you, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leak it out a little bit, man, just because it's me and you on here. Hopefully, it's like a million other people. But I really think I'm gonna go ahead and get in on this thing with you, man. You know what I mean? Because this is
Okay.
it. This is it.
Yeah.
This is strong, man. This is real strong, man. I don't know, man. It's depending on if you can come on and get on a little more frequently, man. Because my people be asking me, I'm like, I don't know, man. They're like, what's up with the big head dude? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I don't know, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we do definitely, and I promised you on our last engagement that we would do this a little more often, and then I got swamped by all the criminal offenders legal stuff. So
Right.
no excuses, just the way the world works.
It's all good, man. Shout out to criminals, offenders, legal, man. What do y'all do? Tell the people because I don't know if they even know what you do over here. You know what I mean? What do you do?
Sure. So being an ex-offender returning citizen, a person that's gone through the system, I identified that the problem is faulty counsel, faulty public defenders, people that just don't care and understand our culture, and just don't understand some people just human capacity to feel. So we created a system that allows for us to come in and help a lot of the people that are incarcerated trying to represent themselves. We come in, do all the legal research, fact gathering. I hire private investigators, you name it. I forged a lot of relationships with the courts, and we help them get their stuff back in court. I mean, that's the short version. We're doing really well as far as our success rate. I wish we could win every single case, but we do not. If we did, then it would, this live would cost $14 million for you to talk to me. So that's what we do. That's what Criminal Offenders Legal does, and I'm a proud participant in that.
Hey, while we here, shout out to Jarrell Seth just signed in. If you here with me in the live, hashtag live. If you here watching this in the rebroadcast, hashtag rebroadcast. So check it out, man. Have you ever won? I mean, I know you gotta be winning because you've been in business doing this for years. But have you won any good ones? Like, you know what I mean? Any notable ones? I mean, they all good. Don't get me wrong. If you got anybody out of jail, it was a good one. That ain't what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying.
Sure. So I can tell you straight the two most favorite cases, or the three favorite cases I've had. First one was an individual was charged under the old Delaware trafficking law. He got 65 years for what amounted to dust. And that's because he had elected to go to trial, and they found him guilty on all the charges, and determined that they would punish him even more for going to trial. So after serving 23 of that 65 years, I was hired by his family to begin working the case with him. Over time, I had the benefit and opportunity to have an attorney from down in Dover, Delaware, by the name of Zach George, come on and assist us with a very powerful attorney out of New York City named Justin Bonus. Collectively, all three of us went down and we got that gentleman home. He's been home for a year and a half now. And so that's one of my favorite cases. That is the case of Tyrone Washington versus State of Delaware. Another case, which this office did independently without any outside help, was Pierre Downs versus State of Delaware. We took a life habitual sentence. We got that down to 23 years. We even got the 23 years off, but then the state took us back, gave the 23 back. This case is still ongoing. I admonish people to start, keep following. We've been working on that case for 5 years now. Wow. And then finally, the case of Angel Arbalay is one dear to me. This is the case that is going to change the structure of Operation Safe Streets, aka the Governor's Task Force. So stay tuned, on that one. But we've gotten, I have a wall of fame in my back office, my actual office. I'm in the conference room.
Right. Yeah, let me ask you, what is that you get them? What is that called? That's the 601. What is that you're getting them out on?
Oh, okay. So you
wait a second.
What is a 601? Okay, it's called a 60. It's called a 61.
61. There we go.
So it's called a Rule 61 motion for post-conviction relief.
Post-conviction relief. There we go. We go. Post-conviction relief. Right. I'm close, baby. I mean,
you're getting there, brother. You're getting there. So, so that's the method we use in those three specific cases. Or two of those cases. Mr. Arbalay's case is on a federal writ of habeas corpus. So that is, moving through the federal procedures, even though he's a state convict. We're going through the feds on that one.
I got a question, man, because
sure.
You talked about three of your favorites, but people always ask me, they be like, yo, is your boy any good, man? I'm going to get him to get my brother out. You know what I mean? He was wrongfully convicted. So I always tell him about this story about the lady that you got out of jail. I think she got sentenced to like 30 days or something like that. And you got her out in like a week.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that one.
Sure. So she was out in Oregon. She got 90 days for what was a bogus, very high profile case. 90 days in prison is what they gave her. This lady had never been in trouble, pillar of the community, just trying to do right by her children. I got her home in 20 days. So she was sentenced to 90. I got some, got the data, put it in with her, and 20 days later she walked out the door. So that was out in Oregon, and one of our favorites.
Yo, and that's like, nobody believes me. I'm like, yo, man, he got the lady out in days. Like, that's crazy. Yo, y'all are pulling it off, man. Anytime, I mean, it's got to be special when a person from 1,000 miles away even calls you and like, look, man, we only got 90 days, but I need you to pull your magic, and you pull it off. You feel me? Like that's crazy, all in itself.
Very rewarding. Thank you.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, if any of y'all finding this conversation valuable, take a second, hit that like button. You know what I mean? It helps us reach more people just like you who may need to hear this. All right. We got a question on the live. Mr. Seth asked, how often is the app updated with new laws that are created?
So one of the beautiful things of the server and the tech that we are utilizing, it learns each and every engagement. But to answer your question, it is updated weekly. And, that's just the manual updating of it from the app engineer team. But the AI tech that's employed in it literally teaches itself every day from the engagements and interactions that it's having during these stops. The law itself, like I said, it has a full scope. I personally gave the reference points for a lot of it, but it pulls from, large legal models like Westlaw, LexisNexis, case text. So to answer your question, manually every week, as many engagements as it has, it's teaching itself.
Yeah. You gotta love AI, man. Wow.
I know, it's amazing.
That's awesome. Can this joint drive the car too, or what? I gotta drive, or what else can
No,
it do?
I'm working on that part right now.
Right, because I got this little hole on the bottom, and I plug. You can plug that straight to the phone, and I can go ahead and lay back or something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're almost there. We're almost there.
That's awesome, man. Hey, man, I want to thank you for taking some time out your schedule today. Anybody you want to give a shout out to? Maybe you want to give one of these books away to some people that be on here asking about you. I mean, what you got before we roll out?
So, yeah, absolutely. So, shout out to everybody that is engaging this with us, that has been along for the ride, for the journey, for Criminal Offenders Legal, for Reliable Aid, for the Home Entrepreneur, all of y'all. Thank y'all for the support. Continue to support, because we support you in ways that you may not know. We care, and the reason this app is here is because we care. I want to see your sons, your grandsons, your granddaughters, and everybody else flourish without having to have the hiccups that I had coming up, and many others. So shout out to all y'all. Thank you for your continued support.
Mr. Seth said he would like a book. How can he get a book?
$75. And I'm only joking.
Look, send it to me. I'll send it to him.
Hey, Seth, we're gonna get your book out to you, man. Send me a copy of. I'm gonna need your email address. If you can get your email address on over, man, I'll get you a copy. I'll send the ebook over to you.
Awesome. Which one you gonna send him, man? You got so many.
I'm gonna send him Equitable Intelligence, I think, because that's the newest one. I think that'll be really good for you, a good reference point. You'll see where we're coming from, and it's going to change your thinking. I'm telling you, it's revolutionary.
Okay, awesome, man. Listen, man, you're doing big things for the community, man. I just want to thank you, man. Like, personally, and for the brothers who you've been helping out. You know what I'm saying? So, hands down, man, you the man. I should make you commit to once a week on here while we got you in front of the live audience, but I ain't gonna hit you up like that. But we need to lock in, man, because you got some great things going on, man. I can't wait. This is a game changer.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Well, that's what it is, good brother. I'm out of here, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all on this next event. You know what I mean? We're gonna put some other things together. If ain't no more questions, that's all it is. If you got any more questions, put it in the comments. We'll be sure to get back with you personally, or we'll just answer them on the next live. All right. I love you. I'm out of here. Peace.
All right. Peace.